easy. I don't need them in my business. 2 minutes till I got a drink in my cup. Donnie, you know I ain't asked you how you doing today. You all right?
I'm great, man.
Okay. I was just checking on you, man. I ain't asked you.
Yes, man. I'm cool. Everybody should be great. You got breath in your body.
There you go, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Like for real.
Yeah.
That's right. We got Brother Malcolm with us today.
Hey.
And he ready for it too, baby. He ready for it.
Hey.
Brother Malcolm Aubrey. Hey, man. Yes, he is.
Man, to show you how good Hub is, man. Hub be coming straight from work.
Straight from work, man. Still told everything but my ear.
Where you think I came from?
You ain't got no. You tell me.
You
ain't got no
hey.
job. I got
Hey, I ain't have to say it. Hey, I didn't have to say it.
You know what you tell me, man.
Some of y'all more.
What I do, you know what I do. You know what I do. You probably out there work.
Hey, some of y'all more than none.
Well, you ain't know that. I got 2 jobs I went to today, and now I'm talking about more.
Joe, do you believe that?
Jody won't even know from me. Jody!
Hey.
Jody! Jody say, hey, brother, I'm not sure where you been, but I've been praying.
Hey, but I'm glad I had to say it.
No,
I'm glad I didn't have to say it.
I work.
Hey, see.
I had to get you from done again.
You know, and I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Rather you than him.
Right on.
I'd rather you than him. Now, that's the truth. I'd rather you than him. I work 2 jobs. I work for Rite of Passage, a juvenile treatment facility,
Right.
in Louisville, Arkansas, where I'm a coach counselor. And then, you know, I'm also
These paying gigs or this?
I ain't
know you was giving back. You know, I know you all about the
gave
Hey, so you're a full-time volunteer?
You got a non-profit.
I am a non-profit. Not myself. It's me. I ain't for profit. Y'all gotta pay me for helping y'all kids. No. Usually when I volunteer with the Literacy Council, that's all I volunteer with.
See there you go.
Yeah, when I volunteer with We Are Washington, that is volunteer work. When I go down the Rite of Passage, clock me in.
I got you.
So say you're a full-time volunteer.
Nah.
I wish I didn't want this break. I'd turn it on you.
So they would have wanted to put stickers on Walmart.
No.
You a sticker place
If
too.
I didn't want this drink, I'd put it on you.
Hey, I ain't saying that. I'm going with Hub said.
Yeah, but see, you piggybacking. It's one thing to say it, but then you piggybacking, bro. You gotta stop that.
Man.
Hey, that's all. Whatever Hub said.
How
I'm
did
going
you
with.
guy do? Did he win the election?
He definitely won.
He did? Okay, cool.
Yes, Lloyd Jackson is the new superintendent, the first black superintendent in Texarkana.
Really?
Of the
It's
school
saying
district
because a lot of people were saying this is Arkansas side.
in Texarkana.
In Texarkana. Yeah, in Texarkana.
You know how historical
I thought
it
we
is?
had
Man, no.
Mr. Nelson back in the day.
Mr. Nelson, I actually had Mr. Nelson on the radio with me, one of my other
Right.
jobs. I actually, and a lot of people thought I was going to be selfish. No. I think it meant so much more. It means a lot to me. Y'all know how much it meant to me.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it meant something to Mr. Nelson. He was the deputy superintendent.
Okay.
Now, what the difference is, I don't know.
Okay.
But you weren't over all of it. And so I allowed Mr. Nelson to conduct that interview. Now, I went against the grain at the radio station. We supposed to be playing music. I let them interview for 20 minutes.
Hey, that's what's up.
Oh, Nelson and
Nelson and Jackson. That's
Okay.
right. Lloyd is the new superintendent of Texarkana, Arkansas School District, and it makes my heart sing.
Good.
Good brother got the job. Can't wait till he gets here to get started. Yeah. So he's in there. Got the doggone job.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I like to think you played a part in it.
man, he didn't do nothing.
Man, all that lobbying he was doing on right here.
Well, you know what, Jerry? Let
What's
me
up?
tell you about humility, and I've always tried to remain humble.
Oh, you got to.
I had a hair follicles amount to do with him getting the job.
Oh, I got you.
Lloyd put in his work over years.
Right.
So me, my hand was just one of many to push him across the finish line.
Hey, what is it saying? He just say, what you always say? People do they winners? What you be saying?
My presence means winning.
Yeah,
He do say that though.
he be saying
Like,
that.
hey, if you win, you win.
But he be lying.
Joe, why the man think I'm lying about winning? Jody, I'm a winner. If I show up, winning about to happen. Man, I don't go to where and lose. Now, I don't know about you, but do you lose?
Huh?
You see, you just
It
figured out how to
when they
articulate.
lose.
You ain't. Hey,
You gotta know how to take a loss and know it.
I guarantee you, I ain't never lost in nothing. I've learned. I've won.
So you lose is
Ah!
okay.
that.
Jared!
I like that.
I'm learning or I'm winning, and you can do both. You can take an L, but it's a learning lesson.
That's what the L stands for. Not losing, learning. I like that.
Dumb over here.
I told me.
You can let me on catch Monday through Friday.
I told me.
Whatever, Joe.
Yeah, man.
This
what?
is Jody's first time on this side.
Yeah, it is.
You need to welcome Jody properly to this side.
Well, hey, you got it. You do it better than anybody.
You do a great welcome.
So let's get there to see you.
That would be nice.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That is.
boys and girls from all around the world. He's been with us in prior studios when we were over there where we had somebody all on our back. He's also been inside. Oh yeah, but I did that. He's also been inside the movie studio portion. But now here he is in our grand. Well, y'all need to fix that leak in the roof. But he's here. He's here. My man, Jody. Jody. All right. In full effect.
Thank you, brother.
How you feeling, brother?
Man, I feel well.
Man, that Jody ready today, man. I like this.
Hey, he got the best sweater I've ever seen.
You ain't lying. Black
today.
by popular demand.
Yeah.
That Joker hard. It's got all of our colors in it. If you know anything about our colors, the RBG, the red, black, and green. You got to know that.
So Hood like, what is that he got on his arm?
You see that? It's RBG. It's our colors, man. Red, black, and green.
Okay, boom.
Am I lying, Jody? Thank you.
Boom.
You don't know your colors. That's why I got it tatted.
I've been seeing it. You forgot. I saw it when you first got it.
You always say stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I saw when you first got it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But the sweater he got on though, it goes with the discussion
for the day.
Topic of the day.
Okay.
And what is it there?
I don't know. You texted. You were the one.
Man, but you should. You know what? I ain't gonna be that way today.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah, not today.
We
not
trying.
today.
Yeah,
Not
we
today. I ain't gonna be
I
that
don't
way
know
today.
what it is. You know.
It's the the disconnect amongst black fathers.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. And when you say disconnect amongst black fathers, like, what do you mean with one another, with us communicating?
No, I mean like with their
The children?
the children.
Okay. Now, father.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got any disconnects with y'all kids?
No, but I believe every one person there is 5 more that's not.
Well, let me say it like this here. So growing up in a household with my father, and rest in peace, my daddy been gone 6 years this past Sunday. Him and you grew up in the house with him, but him and my brother had a disconnect.
Yeah, I mean, that's true
You know what I'm
because
saying?
I might go back to mine and it ain't nothing there.
It's a disconnect.
Yeah.
But I think that's after sometimes when we get older, sometimes we find out that our fathers were full of, sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you just think that you too big for your britches and you get to talking to your daddy like, woo the wah.
Mm-hmm. So like my thing, like even with amongst in our own community,
Mm-hmm.
that's the community that I'm putting stress on.
Okay.
From the knucklehead kids,
Mm-hmm.
the young guys. But a lot of them, I'm not saying because there are some still knuckleheads that got their dads, but a lot of them is just playing things because they don't have one. See, but the young ladies always get a pass. It's always, well, such and such don't act like that because he ain't got no daddy. Well, these little girls don't act like they act, some of them because they ain't got no daddy.
But stats show that that's true. because if you look at it, I think it might be, it's not even a full percent difference in a 2-parent home and children being raised by their father. It's pretty much dead even.
No, and that's true.
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at. So
yeah,
it sounds like a cop out, but if a male ain't there, it's usually men bring order.
matter of fact, because
That's the truth.
the deal I seen, far as the incarceration,
right.
is the for black males, it's higher being raised by a
yeah.
single mom. It's equally from a 2-parent house in a dad raised.
Right.
I can tell.
That's what I'm saying. I saw that stat.
I can put you right in my house. My father has 4 boys. Y'all don't know about 3 of us.
I do.
There's another one of us. He and I are the same age.
Oh,
Brandon Burris, down in Ashtown. He grew up in the house with his mother, not in the house with us. Where you think he is?
Yeah.
where is it?
In the pen.
Oh,
yeah.
In the pen. What I'm saying, how big of a difference? We the same daddy.
Right.
He tried to be active in his life, but he wasn't in the house.
Right. Well, it's all kind of probably underlying factors in that one.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's
but,
a lot.
But what I mean is, when the statue I was just talking about a father being in the house.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I'm a divorcee, so I don't live with my son.
Yeah.
It's rough whenever you don't. When you don't, and let me tell you, I tried to communicate with the other guy. Lord knows I tried. But he's got a male in the house, but it's nothing like having your daddy.
Mm-hmm.
He got a guy in the house with him. And I've talked to him. But you need to be in that house. It's difficult. And I always encourage anybody, if you ain't got to leave, don't go. I've tried to have that encouragement. It's rough.
Derek, I love you, man, but you don't need anything.
What you mean?
For every scenario you have of a young man without a father who doesn't make it, there's someone without a father who did.
Absolutely.
So it's good that you can draw a generalization, but nobody needs anything.
You mean it from their parents? So
what I'm telling you is that even though a child is raised without a father in the house, it does not mean that he'll be at a disadvantage to succeed in life. Mm-hmm. And so even though you do have an example of someone who didn't, that doesn't mean that everybody out there without one does.
But that's true.
That's
true.
Yeah, because if you look at LeBron James, and that's just one example. No dad in the house. Mm-hmm. Uncles. And what is he? Everything that you could hope.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, there's plenty of examples to where,
where,
that's 100%.
Yeah, there's plenty of examples. Like it's just like you just said.
Yeah.
You said, that like even as far as myself, my dad was in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nothing there. So, and I was fine.
But where's the disconnect? Because that's what you call the show.
Yeah, because for instance, like the mass, like a knuckleheads. The majority of the knuckleheads, they roam these streets. Not even Texarkana Street, just the streets in general.
Okay.
It's a lack of a male role model, meaning their father. I believe majority of them is lacking that presence. I think a lot of these girls that's walking around here fast, they ain't got that daddy guiding them. Say, hey, baby, we're not doing that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's stats that show it's facts to what you're saying. They looking for that validation, so it's easy for. They didn't have that daddy telling them, validating their looks, validating their worth. So they looking for it in the streets. And that's what, so it's studies to show that you're exactly right.
So whenever you hear something, or you always say, they say just a little word now, you got babies making babies, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. But that is true. But to a certain extent, here's the thing, by nature, in the wild, humans are the smartest species that the Lord made.
Supposed to be.
So out there in the wild, when these animals are making these babies, their instincts kick in when that baby is born.
Okay.
to take care of that child.
Okay.
So if a wild animal can do it, you can't tell me no instincts of a human being, which his brain should be working at a faster pace and be smarter than an animal. That's humans should. Something is when you're born with it, it comes natural.
The king of the jungle be getting rid of his young.
He don't get rid of them until they reach age.
Yeah, until they reach age.
Sometimes sometimes they just get rid of them.
No,
they don't do
get
that.
rid of, dude. That's what I do. I watch.
Yeah.
Hey, you want?
When that mane go to showing and he's sniffing around the pride in his females.
Then he get on.
Yeah, it's time to go then.
But than that,
and they usually feed them good for the lead. They usually gonna have the women take some down, and just the boys eat. Cause in the morning, y'all look out here. Y'all gone in the morning.
Do you know where I get a lot of my geographical knowledge from? National Geographic knowledge from? A 6-year-old.
My aged son. Yeah.
But I do want to say something you said though, about
it.
God a while ago. Actually, God had more trouble out of us than the animals do exactly what they're supposed to do. We the ones that rebel.
That's in their nature.
It's in our nature to mess up.
But it's still our nature when you have a child, you taking care of nourishing that child. That's instincts.
Should be.
Everybody has it.
Should be.
Some of us just choose not to do it.
Nah, I agree there. Now, if you want to get into the fact of some things, I ain't saying it's like the old Chris Rock joke when he said, "I ain't saying OJ should have killed him,
but I understand."
Some of these dads are absentee. I ain't saying they should be, but I understand why.
Okay, so what?
So, is you saying because you somebody because
because a lot of times because the relationship didn't work, they finna use them kids as that pawn, that tool, and that's going.
I mean, I understand that, but
I feel you. Again, that's what I said. Not saying it's right. That's what I said. I ain't saying you should be absent, but I understand why you're absent. Hey, that's what I'm getting.
I've never referred to my ex-wife as my baby mama.
Really?
It's just not. I don't know. It's just my ex-wife.
How do you? Oh, okay. Y'all were actually married, so I get that.
Yeah, it's my ex-wife. Like I never go. That's just my baby mama.
So you only got kids by one woman.
That's it.
Okay.
But
if you had another one, you'd refer to.
What up? Hey, the split up wasn't pretty.
It's never pretty,
right? So, and dig this here, and he's adopted.
Wait a minute.
You want to wear that?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, my son is adopted. Now, the young lady who was pregnant with my baby, I would take her to her doctor's visits and all of this. Because of me having cancer as a senior, nobody will put it together, but you know how I be talking to jokes,
right?
But it's the truth. Right. So if I wanted to, I could have been a jerk and said, "Yeah, that baby." If I was, matter of fact, another dude told me, he said, "You was a fool for paying child support on a baby that ain't yours."
You pay child support
every month, not court ordered either.
Wow.
I don't need you to tell me that I need to take care of this baby. So listen, being a parent, see what you talk about the natural instincts, it's a choice sometimes. Make the choice to or not to. I made the choice to be his father. That's a choice I made. When we agreed on this adoption, I said, yes, I'm his father. Does that mean that when I'm not with his mama, I'm not his daddy too? What do I just give that up? Do I run away from that responsibility?
Do you have parental rights?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, so you can make decisions in the child's life.
Yeah, but you know what? I say this right here. As a I don't know if like all y'all kids stay with y'all. Like I don't know this. As the non-custodial parent,
right?
I don't fight with her on a lot of decisions that she makes. I don't have to be right. There are things where she really need me, and I'm there for that. But all of that telling you what to do stuff, that's my son. I believe you're causing an unnecessary argument. Is the child respectful? Are they fed? Are they healthy? You know what I'm saying? Like all this general stuff. Is he getting his grades? Is he growing into the man that you would hope that he would be? Man, then I don't have the need to lay the hammer down on that and say, well, I need to make these decisions. We will discuss some stuff, but for the most part, when that child is sick at 3:00 in the morning, who there with him? When he need $5 extra just to go, who's giving it? Her or me? It's quick decisions. So she's been making. I'm not saying she's the sole decision maker. She involves me, but yeah, I don't make all the decisions because I'm the non-custodial parent. When you live in the house, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was only in the house with my baby for like 3 years, maybe. So I don't know how they go whenever you in the house. I don't know. So y'all have to tell me that part because I know what my daddy did, but I don't know what that's like to make them decisions. Because I ain't in the house. Is that a fight that you have? You want to go one way?
Sometimes.
Okay, well,
you pick and choose your battles. It's like most stuff.
Oh, okay.
Now, I also think another big part of the problem, even for the dads that is there for their kids. Well, let me say that's around. They want to be a friend. They want to be a homie, and not a dad. This is me. This is my opinion. If you're riding around listening to the same music your child listening to, you then involved as a man. You stuck on the same level your child is on. I can't tell you not one rapper that's what is in the headlines that's raps right now. I don't know.
I got you.
Okay.
You don't know the youngsters. I don't know.
I don't.
I know what you mean.
And I don't care to know.
That's what I'm saying. I actually laugh because I can remember when I was little and like the award shows would be on.
Yeah.
And like, that's it. And my mom would be clueless. Like, that's it. You say, that's it. You say,
yeah, really.
I'm that person now. Yeah. They watching whatever. Oh, that's who. I know none of these people, man. I don't know none of them.
But I do think that's like a sense of there's something wrong with that man that he still. If you and your son can ride around and both of y'all can say word for word what this song is.
Okay, I'm glad you put it that way. When I get in the car, when my son get in the car with me, like when I pick him up, I allow him to fool with the music. I don't know what you listen to.
Yeah.
See, I don't know who you are when I'm not around. I want to know who you are when I'm not around. So I don't make it uncomfortable for him to express his musical. Now I don't know these people.
Yeah.
And he'll be laughing, going, Dad, you don't know.
That's how I be.
I have no clue.
That's how I be. That's
I know exactly what you're saying.
However,
I know exactly.
And not knowing, I allow for him to hey man, and then I'll teach him from there. Because I listen to music. My parents, when Ice Cream Man came on, Paul had that tape. And we heard it from my dad and them. I didn't know nothing about Master P.
Right.
But
right, I know what you mean.
My dad,
they don't listen to it. It's about respect. I ain't naive and don't think my children don't listen to some vulgar, risque foolishness. Yeah. Just they shouldn't be blasting it where you can hear.
No, that's
what I'm saying.
No, that's real.
We would hide.
Hey, that's real.
We would hide.
So now, is it better? Now, this is just me asking y'all. Is it better for them to hide it from you?
Yeah. Show me that respect. You might be kissing your boyfriend. I hide that from me. Don't be kissing your boyfriend in front of me. You know what I'm saying? You might be twerking. Don't twerk in front of me. Show me the respect of hiding stuff that I find offensive. Yeah, please do. Show me the respect of doing that. I'm not that evolved as a parent where now I will tell them if you make a mistake, I ain't gonna even tell them that like, hey, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna probably fly off the handle. I'm gonna probably act a fool, but I do want to know about it.
But see, just what you said though, you said hide it, right? You show me some respect.
Yeah.
That's one thing now these youngsters don't do.
I agree with that.
There's no respect.
None. Zero.
Like for no one.
Yeah. Combative.
And I believe that's because they don't have somebody with a stern hand that was teaching them.
Right.
That this how we're gonna act. Again, it's always gonna be hard for a man that's supposed to be a man if he still got boy tendencies.
This is true.
It's gonna be hard for you to do that if you still have the tendencies such as your 16-year-old son.
They kind of go back to what I was saying before the camera started rolling. I was talking about our era of fathers were absentee. So that's why I try to cut brothers a break, because we learned by, I know I did, I learned by trial and error. With no dad there to teach me. So life over time molded me. So I'm not even finna sit here and tell that lie. I didn't reach maturity till later in life because I didn't have that male guidance. So I had to get out there and mess up in the streets and do wrong and figured out that way. I took the long way around to get to some maturity versus, and I talk about this with some of my, you can look at men and tell the ones that had a daddy growing up, like they just more, they credit better. They just more, they more mature. Man molded them and told them the stuff they need to know as a man. Now, that's just the difference. Women are nurturing, so I ain't mad at, you can't blame these women because a lot of them was forced into the role because they had to, is what I'm getting at.
Okay, but when you take it back to, and I guess you can say playing devil's advocate. When you take it back to, what I want to say the 60s, whenever you introduced in the housing, it was an encouragement to kick the man out.
Oh, no doubt. It's definitely systematic. Yes.
Yeah. So are we still feeling the effects of that?
Of course.
Is that why I guess fathers are pushed out of the home? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they incentivize the father not being in the home.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you some housing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you some groceries.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make your life as easy as possible. But Derek don't need to be there.
And we find out that we take advantage from him.
Right. Don don't need to be there. Jerry don't need to be there.
But I feel like if he's there, that was at a time where work wasn't, I guess, as prevalent for the man in the home. That's when they were giving more jobs to women, because it used to be women were at home. But I know it sounds crazy, but after the wars, if you're looking at history, after the wars, they would send women into the workforce.
Well, now that go back to what you and Jody were saying before the camera rolling. You talk about the program. They started women to working so they can get their hands on the children faster to count and keep the programming up. That's what that was. And back in the old days, a man made enough to where his woman could stay at the house, and stuff wasn't priced out the game to the fact one man could hold it down. They made it to where we got to jack these prices up, make stuff where it take two parents in the household. That way now, mom ain't there raising the baby. Mama got to go get a job too, put the kids in the schools, and now you can go to programming. You can go to teach them all you want to teach them. You can teach them that Columbus discovered America when Native Americans been here before you can remember. You can start the programming on up. But now I digress. We're getting off our topic.
Yeah, no, I get it. Have y'all found it hard to be a father at times?
Of course.
Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you found it hard to be a father at times? Like, just to be?
I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't, for myself, no.
You haven't found it hard to be a father?
Mm-mm.
The pressure ain't on you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got it made then.
Not like pressure as far as what?
The pressure to provide.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
You say it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, like
I tell anybody, I ain't never seen a family of folk on the road, on the street, a woman, a man, and two children, and they look and say, I can't believe that woman let them get kicked out. I can't believe that woman got them.
So
it's on the man every time.
My dad was in the house, but he wasn't in the house.
What do you mean by that? You say he was in the house, but he wasn't in the house.
There was no dialogue between me and my brother and him.
Well, I mean, bro, they old school men just
sometimes
they call it the strong silent type for a reason.
I ain't gonna talk about it, but it was.
That wasn't it.
Nah.
So he was chatty patty other places.
Yeah.
But with y'all, he was quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, now I leave it alone. Then.
Yeah. But so our grandpa, that's who.
That was the foundation. That was
the one for me.
Taught you.
And see, like going, that's why I spend majority of my time out there with my grandpa.
Right.
And
now, was that your dad's dad?
No, my mom's dad.
Okay, boom. Okay.
I ain't been my dad there like 3 times. If I saw him right, I wouldn't know who he was.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is your pop still living now?
Yeah.
And y'all don't communicate?
I mean, no, he tried to do better. I mean, but
that's right. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. You right. Your mom. Okay.
He don't live here now. He live in St. Louis, but man, if I talk to him, I do. If I don't, I don't.
Bro, I swear I was tripping just then. I'm like,
but my grandpa was all I knew, and it wasn't when you was out there. He was preparing you to be that man. He didn't believe in taking cars, getting oil change. Mm-hmm. No, you do it yourself. Mm. He didn't believe in calling a mechanic or a plumber. You did it yourself. If a water line busts under the house, crawl in there. We're gonna patch it up.
Right.
Mm. He taught me how to be that man. Mm-hmm.
And see, I envy that because I didn't have that, and I can't fix nothing.
Yeah.
Like when I hate when they bring something I got to assemble. Like I just get the kids something, I got to put it together. I mean, I would rather pay extra money to somebody to put it together because and that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That wouldn't. I wouldn't talk that
on stuff like that. I actually like doing stuff like that.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. That's what I'm. Now you feel what I'm saying.
Taught you that.
You were. That was a part of.
And even if it was something that I don't know how to fix, right? No, just everything's on you.
You tinker with it.
So I was like, man, I know I can do this.
That's it.
And I do it.
And I'm like, man, I ain't got the patience to even be trying to wrestle with this. Right?
You make sense because if it comes down to like if a woman get a desk at her house, Derek, I can't fix it. Girl, I put that desk together. Yeah. What I mean, like, I used to, Daddy we didn't always fix it, but he would make us sit there and watch him. Mm-hmm. You got to be out here watching him. Mm-hmm.
And even
you can't be playing no video game or playing basketball. You got to watch him.
And even like, feeding for yourself far as with food. My grandpa taught me how to do a garden. He going out there, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays because you gotta go hunting. Mm-hmm. You had no choice. When it was time to go, go get your gun. Let's go. Mm. So those are some of the things that with him. Even if I want to stay at home on Saturday and watch cartoons in the morning, right. Nah, we can go get in these woods. Mm. Which again, if push come to shove, if I had to, I could provide that way if I had to, because I know how to.
Yeah. I couldn't grow nothing, but I could go hunt.
So I'm in trouble. I'm gonna have to just charm y'all out there. Hey, Danny.
But
your cucumbers looking good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I believe that's like disconnect because stuff like that these days don't happen. Like anytime I'm doing something at the house or fixing something, because come on now, both my boys they off in college, but while they was there, y'all come here, watch Daddy do this.
Yeah,
you
pass down the knowledge what you pass down. That's my point. And I had to learn by trial and error because there wasn't no passing down of that. So I had to take the long way around to get to that part.
I think it's all right to take the long way around.
It is what it is.
I will always go back to the fact that I have a special needs child. And when you have a special needs child, a lot of stuff that you would want to teach you don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, I feel that too. Dude.
So you know what I'm saying? So the moments where you can be the moments I do have where I can be a daddy like that, you know what I mean? That teaching,
I got you.
I cherish the crap out of it.
And so I think, far as, black males, I think we like the most hated creature in the world.
Oh, no doubt.
So we already got it hard. So when you can get ahead of the 8 ball a little bit on knowing some stuff to where you're not always dependent on something, it makes it a little bit easier because it's already hard enough. Kind of just like I think yesterday, or day before yesterday, those cops, one of them or two of them pleaded guilty and they were sentenced to 20 years. People always say, far as in the United States, we done came so far with the racism stuff. Well, we ain't. Mm-hmm. Now, so then they were the hatred of black people on their shoulders. That was the prideful thing. They wanted you to know they didn't like you.
Right.
Now they hide it behind uniforms, behind this, behind that, so you don't know nowadays who dislike you based off your skin color. Where this incident happened in, I think it was Mississippi. These 2 black guys was in the house. It's national news. One of them supposed to been sleeping with a white lady. With these 6 cops, they called themselves the Goon Squad. They didn't like that. So they kicked in the door and they beat these men for 90 minutes. And
this is the people you talking about from yesterday?
And they shot one of them in the mouth, which almost killed him. Then they tried to cover it up, planting a gun and all that good stuff. Well, they all got arrested. And I said, one of them was sentenced to 20 years. I don't know like what all he had a part, like what all he did that night, but he got sentenced to 20. But that's the things that, like I said, now we got to still deal with that in 2024. So for people to say we done came this far, how far have we really came?
Right.
Because that's if we done came far, that should have took place.
Well, I think we've come far in the aspect that, yeah, you still got stuff taking place, but it's not as much.
No, it's hidden.
Yeah.
How many of those stories that goes on in America that we don't hear about?
No, I get it.
It's hidden.
I get it.
Back in the day, it was just out loud because they wore it and they was able to wear it so
like
proudly.
A badge of honor.
Yes. Now they undercover with it. Now I guarantee you, those 6 white guys that did that, they probably have some affiliation with one of those.
Another organization.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you told me Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
right.
I think, far as young black men, if they can get somebody like showing them the correct way to be a man, because the ones that act like a menace, they so far behind and they may never catch up. And we already behind anyway.
Hey, but you know what?
So you get that much further behind by acting where you at.
Yeah, but I think a lot of those kids want to be men, and they're exacting, like some of the way that they talk is about trying to have some authority. I don't know. It just, it don't feel like they just, I know some of them lost. I always feel like you can save them. I always feel like,
yeah, man, everybody can be saved, but in order to be saved, you gotta want to be.
I think you can only save them if you get them young. I think once they reach a certain,
they become what they are.
Yeah,
I think it's easier to save them young versus now. Like if they get to teenage years, it's a more difficult. Even in the school system, like I always said, like I only like dealing with the older kids. But now, after being in there, I realized I probably should have been in there with the 2nd and 3rd grades. But that's not the kids that I wanted to talk to because I didn't think I could. What impact am I having on the 2nd or 3rd grade? I didn't realize how big of an impact I could have.
Right.
But I watched an interview on somebody. It was one of them Chicago guys. He was young, 20, mid-20s, I'm guessing.
Like one of the rappers.
Yeah, he was a rapper. Somebody, because I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
he was like,
I don't know me.
LBG. Something.
LBG Duck. I've been hearing that name.
I think he did though.
Okay.
I'm not for sure though. So I don't know.
I
think he did.
I have no clue.
But he one of them Chicago guys.
Yeah.
Well, one of them somebody got killed, and somebody else was preaching. Man, we need to preach. Cause basically in the Chi, it's like a gun zone. It's war zone up there.
Yeah. Call it Chi Racket.
Yeah. So he was trying to preach peace.
Right.
The other guy ain't gonna never be peace. He don't want it. Because he said he won't get back for the get back.
Right.
So he don't want peace.
That's another language that we don't speak.
I know.
That's a whole nother language.
But that's what they call lost soul.
Well, yeah.
But you always hear people, and I don't understand why people say that. They're like the OGs. A lot of these OGs got lost souls. So how they gonna teach somebody something and their soul just is lost?
Now some can, for the simple fact they can let them know they way of life they've been on and glorifying is BS.
True. If they're not living their life anymore.
Right.
But you can't preach that if you're still living that.
Oh, no, I agree with you there.
So you take the kid. Well, you take the kids that I teach down there at the other job I got, right? These kids, they said something to me today. Little dude said, man, y'all don't know the stuff we've been through. But because we don't talk about it, you don't know what we've been through. But nobody knows what you've been through unless you've told them what you've been through.
True.
Them kids, they want to tell us what's going on. How they gonna tell us what's going on if they don't think we understand? I think a lot of us remove ourselves so much from the street that they don't feel like we can connect with them. Does that make sense?
No matter your lot in life, manifest your truth.
You mean as far as like the kids, or
As far as everything.
Now you work at Take Us Out with some kids. A lot of those young black men, some of the ones that we're talking about right now. When you dealing with them, like what's some of the ways that you try to reach them?
Sometimes you have to become all things to all people. And if they open themselves up to you, you show you love them. And that's all it takes.
When you was at the school, what was your tactic when you were dealing with the kid?
I try not to be like the rest of them teachers.
And how are they?
I saw a lot of people. So you take even now what I do. I don't go in exacting my authority. I don't go in going, do what I said do. I go in and my daddy had a saying, kids don't care how much you know till they know how much you care.
Mm-hmm.
I show them that I care. Once you show them that you care, and once their actions or whatever they did don't rattle you, their outbursts, their cussing, their disrespect, it don't make you disrespect them back. For me, it has calmed the child down. That's just for me.
I mean, because a lot of them, they do got a story. A lot of them do deal with things on a day-to-day basis that's kind of unheard of. Sad stories. On top of sad stories, I do think a lot of people, overlook that some of the way they, I guess, channel their feelings, it comes out how it come out. And a lot of times it come out in rage, because they're dealing with rage when they leave their schoolhouse. I don't know, man. I do believe that in order for our community to flourish again, it's going to take the black guys.
Take the men getting in order to get the people in order.
I think that's where it's going to come. I mean, all dated back, every tribe, village, the leader was always a male.
The elders.
And I believe that's what's going to have to happen. But it's kind of what you said, though. When they get to a certain age, it's like they are what they are.
They are. It's sad to say, but that's what it is.
Yeah, because when you get to a certain age, in order for them to wake up and realize they moving strange, their life has to be affected in ways where it pinpoints affect them. Not nobody passing, where it affects them to where they got tools down the throat.
Right.
They look in between bars.
That's it. That's usually when they hit them.
That's what it has when they get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you at a younger age, now you can walk right now. You can go to a lot of schools and see a 6-year-old kid and say, "Ooh, he get older."
Oh yeah.
He gonna
say he what now?
You can go to a school You can be in the store anywhere and see a young little boy at the age of 6 and the writings on the wall if you don't break them now.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it.
Wait to where you can see right now.
You right.
This little boy is gonna be a menace
Mm-hmm.
if somebody don't get a hold to him right now. And I do feel like a lot of times, moms or whatever, female, they may be raising them, may be doing all they can do, but it is something about the presence of that male.
It is.
When it comes to a kid such as that's gonna buck a female authority, but when a male authority is around, it's totally different.
It is. I've noticed that a lot. It'd be different whenever men are around.
It reminds me of a story. You know Eric McFadden.
Absolutely.
Eric told me a story when he was
your classmate who moved out of Cali.
Eric say when he was about in the 7th grade. You know Eric's a big kid.
Yeah.
And he said his dad was working at Cooper. He said his mom told him mow the yard.
Yeah.
And he was out there working on his basketball game, and he just kind of ignored her. She went on in the house after she told him. He said she came back out. But hey, I told you to mow the yard. He said, I told you to shut up, and kept hooping.
No.
Yeah. He said when he said it, she left. He said, I knew right then she was going to call my dad.
Oh, yeah.
He said he got scared right then. He said he went up to his room. He said he's sitting there, he knowing. He said he heard them pipes coming. He said his daddy pulled up. He said he heard it. He said he just sitting on the bed in fear. He said he was trembling. Man. He said, bro, his door exploded out the hinges. Just boom. He said his daddy grabbed him around the throat and let him know not to ever speak to his mama like that. So that's what I'm getting. You right. Mm-hmm. It take a man, because I mean, a boy, your mama little, you gonna say.
I mean, but now depending on the male though, because you got some men. So, I mean, I got a phone call from a school many years ago about a kid. Now this kid had a 2-parent home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the school called me. All it took for me to say, "Do I need to come up there?" Problem was solved.
And he got a pops at the house.
But that go back to what I said from the beginning. They want to be
humble. Pops want to be his book belt. Want to be, that's my little dog.
Yeah.
My little pimp. That's my little woo. Mm-hmm. Instead of son.
Yeah.
Tighten up.
Cause that's weird. How can somebody who ain't feeding you, ain't clothing you, ain't doing nothing for you?
Because weird as it sounds, kids want structure and discipline. They
want it. They love it.
They want it. It's just that
if you let them get away with it, they gonna get away with it.
Right. But I'm saying, but with his dad being in the house, my phone should have rung. They should have called him.
Yeah, that's.
But they called him on direct because he told him to call me.
I don't know about that. That's weird.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the disconnect.
That is a disconnect.
Yeah.
That is.
But I don't know about y'all, but I've gotten into it with my mother before.
I can honestly say I've never got into it with my mom.
See, I haven't either.
Well, I'll tell you, when I got into it,
I was a mama's baby, so
yeah, I'm like you.
I'm the one of her kids that wasn't. Seriously.
Yeah.
Not, like I love my mom. What I'm saying is, when I got into it with her, and I say got into it with her, not like that. There was no verbal jockeying. What happened was, she was saying some stuff to me that I did not like as a man. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about when I was a boy, I'm talking about as a man. Sometimes when a woman is talking to you and they say something out the way, it make you feel. And my mama was tap dancing on every nerve I had. And I was like, hey, let me get off the phone with you because you finna make me say something now. She kept going. And I cried and I hung up the phone. I was like, Mama, I gotta go. And I called my father. Every curse word that I wanted to say, Mama, I said it to Dad.
You know what? Go ahead.
He asked me, he said, did you say this to your mother? I said, no, Dad. I didn't say it to him. He said, thank you. And now I thought he was going to be mad at me. He said, thank you. What I realized then was he could respect me for at least having enough respect for her not to say these things. But had I said those things to her, our conversation would have been totally different.
Mm. And that's kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier about, females making it hard on the father because of how she is.
Right.
I saw something on TikTok and they tried to ban it. That's crazy. Anyway, and it said the difference between men and women when it comes to the emotions, feel the anger. A man would kill the whole room by his actions. A woman would do it with her words.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And to me, that is so true because women know what to say.
They break you down.
They know what to say with their words. And again, and it was crazy. And I guess because when I heard it, I was like, man, that's me, because I would destroy everything with my actions.
I mean, it's just nature. It would make sense that a woman, that's her strength, that's her power.
Yeah.
She don't have the physicality to wreck the room, so she got to wreck it verbally. So that's just
you're right there, Joe.
Yeah, but I was like, man. But I mean, that just to go because with back to what we were referring to about these women sometimes make it hard for these guys, which I still don't think, regardless of what a child mother does, should make the dad just throw the towel in and say, okay.
Oh, I ain't gonna do that, but yes, I'm saying that's what I can understand.
I'm thinking for me.
I feel that's because you ain't never been with one that's full of venom.
No, but the fact that my daddy wasn't no daddy, I made a vow to myself that would never be me.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, I don't care what I had to endure, I'm gonna take it on the chin.
That sounds good until you endure it.
Nah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like, you make good money. I'm guessing because I saw your nice truck. No, that's what I'm saying. No, so like imagine you working hard as you can to and like the relationship ended. You already provide for your children, but you being taken to the court from your job where you're making money so she can get more money. Not because you're not doing, because you're doing for them. It's a spite thing now. It's how dare he? And it's so many dudes dealing with that part right there, and you dealing with the cussing and the going on social media, putting your name out there. Like you just ain't. That's what I'm saying. You ain't.
I ain't had to deal with it.
That's what I'm getting at.
But
Cassie done deal with that. They like, you know what? I'm gonna chill out because that child gonna get older. And true colors. Now I'm a firm believer. True colors don't get shown. And like they can paint you as a villain all they want. But when that child get old and go seeing what's going on, get more aware of the world, that child gonna know what's up, and then there you go.
Now, but on the cool the way that I am about things, and how I had to deal with my own pops, there was nothing that nobody could have did that'll take me from my two. With that being said, I would rather endure all the headache from a child's mother than to explain to my kid when he's older on why daddy wasn't there.
Grandpa did a good job of raising you to the point you made better choices in the choosing of your women. Most guys that's out there navigating it on their own and didn't have that guidance. Case in point, but men that was raised by a man, look at their choice in women. Look at the choice in women, a man that didn't have no man to show them what was up. Like it's real, is what I'm saying, bro. It's like it's ugly. It's ugly truth, but it's truth at the end of the day anyway.
I'm gonna give you another perspective into kind of what he's saying, and I'm hearing what you're saying, right? I've watched a woman. Well, first you have to go back to what the man did. Married couple. He cheated on her as much as he could. When she finally had enough, she took them kids, moved them across the country. You can't see them. You can't talk to them. And now, no matter how good of a father you've been to your children, I have poisoned these kids to think that you hate them.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. I'm not saying it happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm talking about poison the kid to where they like, my daddy sorry. The kids will tell you, my daddy's sorry. Baby, you're 9. You don't. Why are you in these adults?
Totally
These are adult issues,
right?
These ain't, and they will poison them children.
Right.
As much as you're fighting, you're trying to get some visitor. You're trying to get something. The kids way out there. You ain't got no. You shouldn't change the number. Everything has changed.
Not just that. I'm piggybacking off what you're saying because that's deep. What you're saying. Think about what he said to you. You fighting this battle trying to be with them, but they being poisoned, and you fighting this battle that's wearing you down anyway because it's taxing on you. It's costing you time. It's costing you money. It's costing you energy. It's costing you sanity. And then on top of that, the kids that you're doing all this for talking bad about you.
They talking bad to you.
So I understand why a man could be like, you know what?
Yeah, but
let me get on from this
I'm
situation.
sure there's a bunch of that goes on. But there's a bunch of the guys who just don't give a damn.
And that's true.
I agree with
that.
that.
Totally agree with you there. Totally agree with you.
No, but I'm pretty positive there's a lot of that goes on.
Yeah.
Right.
More than people can imagine.
I think it's both ways. Like, when I was making a point earlier, Jody said, well, Derek, you don't need it. Like, you can be everything that you need to be without, you can, right?
Right.
When things don't go according to, I ain't gonna say plan, because when you plan it should be better. When things don't go according to what you thought they would, there are excuses, right? Somebody gonna make an excuse. Well, my daddy wasn't there. Well, this, whatever it is. So you can have it where kids are being poisoned, or the daddy just ain't worth it for you.
Right.
But
he be either way.
What me and Jerry had talked about at the beginning with the statistics of the guy that's incarcerated, that was a single dad is equal to two-parent versus a single. Like that's a whole point of what I'm trying to get at. Like that just show you how much that does matter.
It does. I agree. It matters.
And like until that part is fixed, the numbers of us incarcerated will always be as high as it is.
What's the solution on fixing it?
It's called guys looking within and saying, I made that sucker, let me go be that daddy. But again, you got everybody want to be so in tune with what's going on in the world, and they forgetting they got other things that's more important.
I was so into myself that I didn't listen to this man named Neil Addison. He lives in Houston. When I was getting ready to go through my divorce, Neil was like, "Dear, don't leave." Yeah, he kept saying, "Don't leave," and I was like, "You don't know her."
So you in the rare group then? So you filed for divorce?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
Probably
80% uses about a woman.
Let me say
you
this.
You that 20.
Yeah. Let me say this. And I did it because I didn't want to hit her. I felt like that's where I was going. That's why I did it. Like I knew it was going there. I'll say now, I think it's probably one of the worst mistakes I ever made. I'm not saying that we would still be together today or that, I don't know, but I think it's a bad mistake based upon how it affected my son, not me and his mother. How it affected him is probably the regret that I have. If you know what I mean? Because I'm not in the house with him. I would love to be there. I think about it all the time. It's another man taking my son to go get a haircut. It's another man. His grandmother told him, choke up on the back when you lift the L. Little stuff like that.
On the cool, like for me, what I said, I make a vow to myself about certain things. That was one of the things that I told myself if I even had my first son. Whoever I got pregnant, that's what I was going to be with. Because anybody else going to raise my child.
Right.
That's a vow that I made to myself, and I stuck with it. When nobody going to be showing my son how to ride a bicycle. They won't be showing him how to bait his fishing pole.
Now, I got a question today. If you don't want to answer, like give it a look like,
go ahead.
Is that why you stayed as long as you did to make sure
my
the kids was grown up?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. All right. I can respect that.
Man, I weathered a lot of storms just based
on
on
I feel
my boys.
I feel that.
Because that's a saying, everybody say, I died for mine. Man, I go to hell happily with a smile on my face behind my two boys.
So I'm gonna go with scripture on the save yourself part right there.
I'm
trying to save yourself.
Real talk, I would. I would. That is, again, that and that for me, that's not just me trying to say a little quote. Right. I mean that.
Right.
I would go happy with a smile on my face behind my two. I don't. They at one point, like, man, my happiness was always based on my two boys. Whatever they did, that's where I found my happiness in. Now, because now I'm my baby boy because he's at the house now, but he's on here for spring break. And when I moved him into college, it was like, man, now I'm here by myself. But that was hard. That was because I spent all my life around my boys. And when they was gone, I was then a loss.
After the show, I got a funny one for you.
Like I was literally, I was in the loss.
After the show,
I don't want to do that with a lie. It's a funny one though.
But now I don't like everything they did, regardless of what career choice they were making, who they was gonna be with. I tried to to a point where it was going to affect me if it didn't go how I thought it would supposed to. Now, whatever they do, what they do.
I heard, I got you.
Because now,
Daddy got you back.
Yeah. But
right.
now, I solely rely on myself for my own happiness.
Oh, you got daughters?
2 daughters.
No sons?
No sons.
Let's talk about that.
So yeah, so that was a change for me to make myself happy within myself, whatever I did.
And I always looked at you. Probably were a monogamous guy too. You didn't cheat.
Hell no, I was out there.
You was out there. You the guy don't bless.
You the guy. And I'm like, boy, you asked one hell of a question. I'm over there like,
I mean,
now you the guy don't bless them with the boys when they out there wild like that.
Oh, I get it. I get what you're saying. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, usually they don't get blessed with the boys when you out there wild, man.
No, I was.
You get back.
Yeah,
I was a handful.
Yeah, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
People that know.
I got you.
He know.
I don't know.
Yeah, hey, you know.
I don't know.
So if you put me in there,
you ain't lying. I've already received a phone call before. I don't know.
But
I don't know nothing.
But no, man.
I know after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even that, there was things. I ain't gonna get in that though. Anyway.
Right.
But yeah,
I got you.
that's your question.
Yeah, you said that, and this boy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But now I say, man, I rely on myself for my happiness now.
Right on.
Now I'm a bigger cheerleader for my boys though, but I gave them. Well, I can't say I did on my own. Their mom played a big part too.
Mm-hmm.
We gave them an excellent foundation.
Right.
Yeah.
So what they do now, if one of them decides to go rob a bank, it won't affect me now. Okay. Now, many years ago, it would have destroyed me. But now, it won't affect me to the point because now, like, hey, you did that. Mm-hmm. You knew better. I taught you better than that.
Right.
So whatever path you finna get on now you got to walk there.
I used to tell my mama, you've already made the cake. You put all the ingredients in there that you knew to put in there. You can't go back after you mixed it all up, put it in the oven, and the cake is made, and add an egg to it. You've done all you can do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you've done all you can do, and whatever choice they make.
Yeah, that's all you can do. But I'm still there because I ain't like because even now, I said my baby boy 19, my oldest about to be 23. When they go on a certain path, I'm still watching. Now I think they finna go left. I like, hey, what are you doing now?
Right.
But in that, I let them do their own.
You're gonna be dad.
Yeah.
So, what's wrong with that? Drop gems on till you gone. I'm 46, and my mom still be like, I hit my mom up for some. She been around a while. She knows some stuff.
And say I'm a mama's boy, and I believe if my mama could, she would chew my food up and feed me.
That's so.
Yeah.
You mean cut it up?
No, I mean like a goddamn
Like
baby.
a bird, chew it up, put
Yeah.
it in your mouth.
Man, I know I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Like, really, I know I'm a baby.
I got
But mama, but if you know my mom how she is about me, you'll understand.
No, I understand
yeah,
because
but-
I got one of them mamas. I ain't had no daddy around, so
Yeah.
mama was everything. So I
That's
believe me, I understand. Like when I heard people saying me and my mom ain't, I be like, what in the world? How would you like what? That's so foreign to me. Like cats, when I hear people saying they don't get along with their mama,
Yeah.
like how
And see,
that happen?
And even though there's statistics as far as a guy can't make it without the mom. I mean, about a dad being present.
Mm-hmm.
There's a kid I know named Dwight. Dwight, as a senior at Texas High, he got awarded the Bill Gates Scholarship Award, which was $500,000.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, he went to Texas A&M. Now he worked for this big engineer because he's an engineer. Now he worked for this big engineer firm somewhere in Texas. Last I heard, but that's a prime example. His dad was never around. It was his mom. He made it. But in the back of my head, it's like far as for me, even though there are kids, I grew up with some that made it. But in the back of my mind, even though there's examples that I done seen, but also examples that I done seen where it wasn't the case. In the back of my mind, it's like I can't let that be mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta do anything in my power to make sure my boys are successful.
Mhm.
In which, hell, I think they're doing a hell of a job. Like my oldest, man, his work ethic is through the roof.
Brag on it, man.
Yeah, like man, the certain type of relationship that me and my boys got, like Tyler, he'll call me out of nowhere. He'll call me and say something like that. This is something that he really said. He called me one day and said, Daddy, I know I'm your son. These Whoppers, the Burger King, good. That's all I wanted. And he'll hang up.
What that mean? What that mean though?
I used to work at Burger King.
I'm like, what does that even
I used to
mean?
work at Burger King in the high school days.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
But yeah,
I know I'm your son.
but he'll say stuff like that.
Right.
He just called me he called me today talking about some cookies. Some chocolate chip cookies because he liked my cookies.
Yeah.
He said, we have some cookies again.
You actually make cookies?
Yeah, I cut them up and put them in the oven.
A raisin bran or something?
And,
You don't look like the type of guy that eats cookies.
but man, anyway, man, so
you put sugar in your cookies?
no.
Now he say buy him with the
Yeah,
just
buy
the
him
one
chocolate
you
chip.
cut up and put in the oven. He ain't like
Pillsbury
mixing
Doughboy,
them up, making
those.
Oh.
Yeah, they better than that. The ones I make better than the malls.
No,
But-
go ahead.
We in the house.
I thought you were gonna have to put some on this.
Yeah. The Pillsbury hat. It's a dime,
But
What you do?
no, Tyler, no, he graduated from La Tech. He got his bachelor's already, but
Mm-hmm.
he was a grad assistant for La Tech for the football.
Wow.
And I ain't gonna lie, man.
What is he doing now?
He got a upgrade pretty much. Tulane was a better school, better conference.
Man.
They called him and wanted him to be a GA for them. So he's in New Orleans now.
Wow.
He probably been down for a month.
I think your son got one of the more remarkable stories from this area. Like, I don't know guys that graduated from college. Now this is just me that wanted to coach like that. Like, I know Jody coached, and at first I didn't know Jody was like really coaching at the school. I know you train athletes.
Mhm.
I don't know unless I'm mistaken. Like, I feel like your son got a chance to coach in the pros like that. Did that make sense?
Yeah, but see, he don't want to go. He just want to because he do want to be somebody that's know how they come up with these lists. The hottest.
Yeah,
young
under
coach under
certain age.
He wants his name to be listed
Okay.
one day.
Right.
And I think he's well on his way because again, he didn't call Tulane. Tulane called him.
All right. Top 30 under 30 kind of deal.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm. And for him to be 22 and I ain't gonna lie, like I call two people about football. When I might unsure, I call him because he's a football coach. I say three. You didn't play. And I call Trey.
You do talk to me about football.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We talking about the NFL stuff, not X and O's.
Okay.
Or I call my son. Man, I think my son is very bright when it comes to the game. Even though he was pretty good in high school, but that was it.
He was all state.
His knowledge of the game, because that's the same. It's always the same. Just because you played, you can coach it.
Right.
Because I think that's a lot of guys that makes it to the big leagues, and they think, okay, well, I can come back such and such, and I can be this amazing coach, and it don't work out because everybody that played can't coach it. Right. But he's one of the ones that didn't have to go beyond, that too. They have to go beyond high school to become what he became.
You mean playing career?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And see, and I'll never forget when he first told me that he wanted to be like the Nick Saban, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of people like, man, that's gonna be hard, man. You're gonna do that. And me being his daddy, I'm like, man, hell with them.
Mm-hmm.
Your dream ain't their dream.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't give a damn what they gotta say. Some people were saying, and see, because if he was here, he'll tell you, when he was trying to get to like the GA thing, right? Now he did go to them and say, hey, I want to be a GA here. La Tech said, oh yeah, done.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know that he wanted to do it. But I always tell my boys, you don't open your mouth, you never know.
Right.
He could have sat back and waited for them, and they waited on him, and the opportunity would never happen.
Right.
But I always taught my boys, like, hey, if you don't open your mouth and say nothing, you ain't gonna find out.
Right.
The worst they can tell you is no.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So that's his philosophy, right? So now he don't get done what he did.
Hey, that is.
He gonna ask.
That's what's up.
Because the worst thing they can do is tell him no. And then life doesn't change because it's already going where it is. Man, before we close the show, if it was a young father, I mean, this for all three of y'all. If it was a young father that's watching this show, right?
Right.
What kind of advice would y'all give?
Who's gonna start it?
I would.
Wait.
You're gonna make some mistakes. Work through them. Don't beat yourself up too much over the mistakes that you make. You're gonna make some more. Love as hard as you can, and get yourself a mentor, a fathering mentor. If you don't know how to do it, that's what I would tell them.
What one word would you tell them, Donnie? One word, Aubrey. One word, Kingdom. Mine will be endure. Endure,
That's a good one.
man.
Everybody, God has already blessed you. Remember who you are.
I was gonna say pretty much similar words to what he said.
What endure?
Mm-hmm. Because you gotta have to you gotta to be able to develop that to get to overcome us,
Right.
Even because if you're not having the ability to endure a bad baby mama, it can ruin you.
Endure.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna try to find another word. I don't think I got one.
But that's a nice word.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, that's a nice word. That's a nice word.
Okay. I think you can do it. Whoever you are.
But what about you though?
What's that?
What's your one word and what's your advice?
Endure.
Well, he gave us one word, but your advice to a young father, if you could talk to him.
That one word, endure, young man. Just press on. Press through.
And another thing, of course, that's the one word, but what I would give to any young father is to spend as much time that you can with your kids, whether it's a female or a male. It's spend time, and that time is precious.
It is.
I ain't gonna just last night, because like I said, my baby boy, he here, so he just in the room. But Tyler, he's in New Orleans. But so one thing we do, because Trent, he leaves Sunday, goes back to Conway.
My daughter leaves Sunday. She in town for spring break.
So man, we put them headsets on, we get on the game. I can't be there physical, but man, we have this chat going on and we just enjoying ourselves.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
I
so
like that.
I recommend. I say that, man, because again, time, you don't get it back,
Right.
and you never know that small amount of time. Even us playing a game, right? I'm not there with them. Tyler's 6 hours, Trent 2.5, but that's still us doing something together. So that's still like time.
Right.
That you don't know how far or how much that will mean to a guy, girl. It could be the world that the dad is taking time out of his day to spend time with them.
Right.
There's some other stuff you can do, but man, when you spending some quality time with your kids, priceless, man. You can't put no price tag on that.
Really, that it speaks to testament to you, really, because they at that age where they got so much they could be doing, and they choosing to kick it with pops.
Yeah.
So that let me know that I know you good people, but that let me know that you genuinely good people, because most kids that age ripping and running and chasing girls, dad, I'll holler at you later. They actually making time to chop it up and do little stuff with you. So that let me know that you raised them right, man.
Yeah, I said, man,
good job, bravo.
You don't get that. You don't get those moments back.
Right.
I think anytime you can create a moment with your child, it needs to be done. Because again, like we here today, can be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what you don't want to do is keep putting it off. Then your tomorrow don't come. So that memory moment that you was gonna try to create, that you kept putting it off to create, you never do it. Yeah. So, I love my boys to death, man. That's why I said it ain't nothing, and I mean nothing. When it come down to it, I would sacrifice my whole self for any one of mine. And that's by any means.
Right. Right on. I feel that.
Again, and that probably go back to the fact that me and my pops ain't like that. So I don't know. I know that played a very large amount of the way I handle my boys because of how I was done with me and my brother was done, and my boys would never live that. And as long as I got breath in my body, they ain't never happen.
I heard that.
So that was a learning thing for you. It's just like I learned to how my daddy treated me is how I want to treat my son. A few modifications here.
I got you. No,
you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
You know,
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, a few modifications.
That's how it's supposed to be.
But for the most part, man, I think you can learn love and discipline. Like, you can love your child with some discipline. They want, like you said, they want it and need it.
Right.
But it's just, I just do it differently than what.
See, I envy that about you, man. I can recall the two things my dad did with me my whole life, and that's sad. When I was probably about 7, 8 years old, probably about 7, 8, he came to DeKalb, and it was a truck stop on 82. He picked me up, took me to the truck stop, got me a burger, fry, and a Coke. Now, this that early 80s, so that probably was all
$1.87.
You feel me? That probably was about $2 right there. Then a little later on, maybe about a year or so later, he lived in Idabel. And I went down there for 2 weeks. I stayed with his parents. And, he would do the old pop in, hey, boy, yeah, all right, I'm hollering at you. Dude, when I wrapped that 2 weeks up, it was the summer. You ready to go to school? Yeah. He gave me $20 to buy me some school clothes.
Wow.
So he bought me a burger, fry, and a Coke. He gave me $20 for the school clothes, and that's the story of what my father done in my life.
I mean, because it's funny now, but it
oh yeah,
but as a
at
kid,
the time it wasn't.
It wasn't
funny at all back then.
Yeah,
but you know, it is what it is.
And so I ain't gonna lie, like the Lord knew to give me boys, because I'm like overbearing, protective of my boys. And the Lord knows. Now there are some young ladies that I love dear, and I'm protective over them to a certain point. But if they was made by me, and I know how I am with my boys, you know, a daddy-daughter relationship different than daddy-son.
I know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I know how I am with my boys. It'll be where she might hate me. If I had a daughter.
I don't know. I think you develop some understanding too.
Yeah, they'll soften you up.
I think you.
A daughter will soften you up. They gonna.
Can you have
like you go hard on your son?
Yeah.
Hey, look, you know, especially you.
Man, well, even then, I go hard to like my baby boy. He already know. I tell him no. He'll wait a little bit. All right, boy. Yeah, he knows that.
Right.
He knows that Daddy always gonna say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daddy gonna fold.
Okay.
He gonna fold.
Yeah.
Let me hold out.
Like he wanted to go to Alabama for spring break. I told him no.
Gulf Shores.
Yeah, I guess we something to a beach.
Yeah.
I told him no. He kept texting me, but he know how to work me to the point where I almost go. But I stuck to my guns though. And that was like rare.
He was in college.
Who?
Your son? When he wanted to do this?
Yo, baby, like this, he wanted to go like now. Like he wanted to be in Gulf
this week.
Yeah, versus coming home to his county. He wanted to go to Alabama.
Well, that's kind of sweet. Then he wanted to send. Like, nah, son, I want to. You should have just told me, hey, man, I want to see.
Now, see, but normally I always say, yeah,
right,
cool, go ahead,
right.
Just let me know.
Now you come to see Daddy.
At least he asked.
And he knew he kept asking to the point every time he asked again, I was that much more close to saying yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he would have asked about 2 more times. I would have said yeah.
At least
he needs
yeah,
right.
Because at that age, some kids feel like I'm grown, I can do what I want to do.
Nah, he probably just didn't. It was a fun thing.
No, I think you've been raised. Well, no, I think you've been raised right. Like,
yeah, no, he just probably didn't have the fun. I
never asked my dad.
He Daddy from the Gulf Shore.
I went to the Kappa Beach party. I didn't ask, hey, you think it's a good idea?
Yeah, that's because you had the money to go.
Mm-hmm.
You just went down there?
Hey, brother.
The booty drove you to.
Son, it was a fool back then. I'm glad they ain't got no videos.
But say, man,
we gonna somebody camcorder.
Man, we gonna go ahead and close the show, man. I again, you know, we sit up here and we talk about, you know, Derek sometimes being funny, sometimes he ain't.
Man, that's cold.
We hug, crack jokes about him not having a job. Maybe he do, maybe he don't.
Yeah, you know, the jury's still out. Cause I heard him on the radio one day. Then I came and heard him sitting there. I was like, yeah. Hey, why did he play his old sound like so? Why is he working? I don't know if he's working. I don't know if he's working, man. I walked in, I was like, bro, I literally just heard you on the radio, dog, and I told him, like, as I was getting out the car.
When I lived in LA, I still recorded and my voice was here, but I was there.
Right. Okay.
I mean, but you know, but we have a good time up here on this show.
We do.
Yeah.
I
think everybody that watch this show, they have a good time. They be very entertaining. This ain't no stale boring show. But there's sometimes we do have these serious conversations.
Right.
Yeah. As like we did today, even though we still made fun of Tommy here. But Jerry, that was a good one though, Jerry. Jerry. See, I always gotta be me.
I thought we was done.
But I was saying, but it always gotta be me. But Jerry came in.
You didn't say nothing today, so I didn't say nothing today.
No, but here's the thing though, when Jerry was going to the bathroom, he was like, so I can get ready for y'all to go at each other.
Yeah, I did.
Not knowing he's gonna shoot the first shot.
I was like, yeah, I'm ready to hear y'all go back.
Yeah.
I take my lumps. You know,
y'all Y'all use it. y'all been mild today though. Today was between y'all two.
Well, you know, we had a little time. We spent a little time before we got in here and done it. actually touched my hand on my thigh. Donnie did this. He said, "Derek, if you don't mind," I said, I moved my hand, but I just sat. I'm like,
hey,
I let it be.
I got you, man.
Yeah. Been now, man. You gonna be somewhere this weekend?
No,
Are we close?
No, I told you, man. I'm realizing what's happening in my life. I'm being taken away from doing a lot of the shows that I was doing.
Mm.
Yeah, you thought I was joking when I say that it's a collar.
Mm.
But I'm being taken away from what I thought I should be doing, which was telling them jokes.
I'm not trying to cut you off, but I ain't finna cut you off. See, Jerry, I knew it was gonna come to a point, right? He was gonna need me.
Right.
So all this talking about I ain't his manager. So when I said, no, what? I'm gonna let him do it on his own.
Right.
Now he ain't getting booked. Jerry, he ain't getting booked now. But hey, but when I was out there being his manager,
when you was out there making
moves,
he was working out
every weekend. He's somewhere. But now I said, okay.
Richard Nixon was called Tricky Dick.
Hey,
that's what I just pulled on it. I pulled on the tricks on it.
Hey.
So let me explain to y'all where I'm gonna be
See?
at this weekend. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, you know I was giving it up for it. Go ahead, though.
This weekend, I'll be nowhere.
See? Nowhere. Hey, know why? Because I ain't doing my job anymore. I told you that little percentage that I supposed to be getting, that check stopped coming.
Here's the thing, man. I'm finding myself working more.
Right.
And I have some big shows coming up. I got shows coming up in April and in May.
That was already booked ahead of time. That was me. But go ahead.
This weekend, you guys should go to the Step Show here in Texarkana. I encourage you to go to it.
Step Show?
There's going to be a Step Show here. The Pan-Hellenic Council is doing a Step Show. And, I apologized on the radio to the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha because I said something some years ago, and Mr. Nelson just made me know that I said something that offended them. Right? And they have been, it's really the older people, and they have been at me ever since, and I didn't know that. Now, I'm not apologizing for what I said as a comedian. And I told them that I said, Mr. Nelson, I don't say things with malice on my heart.
Right.
I say things to,
say that you nailed it right there. As long as it wasn't malicious.
Oh, no, it wasn't malicious at all. And I told him, I said, if I had the opportunity, I probably would say the same thing again. And I would feel the same way. I've never, but to those who I've offended, because that's not my intent. It's never my intent to offend. Just to make light of. I apologize to the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and I'll apologize to them again. But yeah, so I was supposed to be hosting a Greek show.
So what are you apologizing for if it wasn't?
So let me tell you,
I don't believe in doing that.
I'm not apologizing for what I said. So listen, I don't mean to offend people. Sometimes it's not. I'm in a different space. If you offend somebody, whether it be your intent or not, it's all right to apologize.
It is.
I'm not apologizing.
It's also all right not to apologize.
It is, but that's your choice.
Yeah.
I made
just like it was their choice to get offended.
Okay, well, I made the choice to say, hey, I'm going to say, I'm not.
See, Jerry, so when I do this with him, we're doing like we working on how to handle things.
Right.
Right now we're doing it on air. Normally do it over the phone, but go ahead though. You getting good at it.
Hey man, I made a choice to apologize to him, but the reason I'm not hosting, I believe, is because they didn't like something I said years ago.
Can I hear what you said, or you don't want to read?
Oh, I don't mind saying.
Yes, don't be scared.
I'm not afraid of.
Okay,
I'm not afraid. I
thought you better than that.
Miss Haskins.
You haven't got to get a name. Just give me the.
Well, let me know. She's an older woman, much older,
right?
Probably in her 90s, right?
Okay.
I'm on the stage. The AKAs had a heck of a performance.
Right.
They performed.
Right.
Well, when they got off the stage, they left Miss Haskins up there. She was so they were using
when they already
exactly.
I'm getting tickled already.
Exactly. And so me as a comedian, I'm up there and I just look over there and I say, hey, somebody gonna come up here and get mama? I say, y'all done sat here and left mama on the stage. I think she was on one of the first AKA lives. And they were upset.
That's all you said?
I promise that's it.
And so that's what I'm saying. So First off, that was nothing to get offended about.
Nah, I would.
And second, if you apologize for
not to
saying
hold a
that,
grudge.
you couldn't apologize for saying something like that. There was absolutely nothing wrong by saying that.
It was they felt offended because of who Miss Haskins is. And listen, I don't.
Hell, they did leave her.
They did.
So
Right.
that's
Hey,
facts.
and at the moment, listen, as a comedian, when you're in the moment, I said I wouldn't be worth my salt if I didn't do what I did. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I also know. Had it been Ricky Smiley, they would still be talking about it to this day. They would have said, "Boy, that doggone Ricky, you remember what he said?" But because it's me,
I got you.
then they take
It ain't funny. It's offensive.
not funny, it's offensive.
Hey, Jared, guess what?
I got you.
I know somebody who want to apologize. Cat Williams want to apologize.
Absolutely not.
Cat Williams want to apologize, Jared.
Well, this ain't the same couch that Cat was on. This is a cheap couch. You get a better couch, maybe I would. Maybe I would talk like that.
Okay, so you were joking, right? So if I get offended, you gonna apologize to me?
It depends. It really, like, yo, man, listen. Let me tell you something, man.
Wait a minute. Was Miss Haskins offended, or were they offended on behalf of Miss Haskins?
On behalf of Miss
That
Haskins.
sound like what's going on.
And I think because people want to control your speech, you're not gonna control my speech.
Yeah,
It's not gonna happen. Which is why, and listen, and I've told them, I don't mind you not booking me because I'm going to do the job. If you don't book me, that's okay.
right.
Uncle, the only reason why you didn't get booked, I would price you, dog. My bad.
That's all right.
I was trying to get a high cut. Hey, I apologize. This is how I'm doing on the air.
Where is the Step Show? Where is it?
It's in Texas. I'm pretty sure it's in Texas. I don't know.
Yeah, my bad, man.
But I had heard that my name had been kicked around as far as like we should call Keener. And when I said something, but see, a lot of times, let me tell you something. This is why I like Mr. Nelson. He said, Keener, I'm gonna be honest with you. You never asked, but this is why they said something. I said, well, if you would have told me, I would have known. You know what I'm saying? So, but I dare, man. Let me tell you something. I'm not begging nobody for nothing. God will provide. That's all I got for you.
I know that's right.
So I'm not begging for no show. I don't. That's not something that I ain't.
I wouldn't want to work a sensitive room anyway.
I'm not going to work. First off, I can't be sensitive about.
That's what I'm saying.
Not in my job,
right?
So you want me to? No, I can't do that. When I joked about my father who passed away, they giggled. They laughed hard. I say now, if you laughing now, why you can't? Why you can't?
Yeah.
I didn't dog this lady.
They left her. They left her.
Real time. It is what it is. Y'all just bring on stage.
They did, and I said, and that's all. I promise you, I didn't say anything. I never would call out a name. That ain't something I'm gonna do.
Nah, man.
No. It's not even in my So
that was funny.
I thought it was.
It was funny. That's funny. Man.
Now, with that being said, again, y'all missing out by booking them. But hey, we can still make that happen. But we're gonna raise that rate though. So if y'all watching, y'all want them, it's gonna cost you a little bit
I'll
more.
probably go to the Step Show just to show some support.
But
Not that they sensitive, man. That's right. No.
Hey, with that being said,
sensitive.
man, I appreciate y'all taking the time and come up here to talk about what we're talking about.
I enjoy this, bro. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
You getting off your job.
I am, man. Yeah.
I knew I should have took off my work clothes.
Work clothes, boy. You gotta have a job. Have work clothes on.
I got a uniform. It's in the car.
But you gotta have a damn job. Have a uniform.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna prove nothing to you, brother. Hey, you know what? One thing I know is that you have a uniform. San Francisco Giants, Balco. Check the hat, Jerry. Check the hat, Jerry. I told you.
What has been all day right there?
I let it
out your waiting on.
Guess who on that Balco now? Give him about a month.
I'm on no Zippy. It's not Balco. Boy, I lost 10 pounds. I'm proud of me.
Hey, I'm proud of you too, bro.
Jerry, I'm proud of me, man. You wrong, man. Me and Oprah on the same field.
I heard that this morning on the radio.
I did